Hey everybody, I'm back with another video. So we are going to do Deep in the Ocean, okay? And this is the book, Deep in the Ocean. Whoa, look at him, cool fish. All right, this guy's translucent. That means you can see through him, pretty cool. How would you describe the deep ocean and what lives there is the point of our book. And then words to know, we have adaptable, marine, sensors, species, submersible, and sulfur. Adaptable means that you can change. Marine means that you live in the ocean. Sensors are the things you can feel around with you. I want to do this button. There we go. There we go. Species are specific types of animals. So birds, so like a robin, a cardinal, a pigeon, those are all different species of birds. They have different features, colors, beak sizes. They eat different things. They live in different places, all that stuff. Submersible means it can go underwater. And sulfur is, it's an element, and it's also very, very smelly. So if you're ever around sulfur or where sulfur is, like outside, I've only smelled it maybe in the western part of the United States. So like in Wyoming or Colorado near the mountains, there can be sulfur pits and they smell like rotten eggs. So not a great smell, but it's a very useful chemical actually. All right, table of contents: deep underwater, diving deep in the ocean, oceanographers, using satellites for tracking, counting the sea animals, the senses of marine life, living in hot and cold water, and what did we learn? Okay, now's a good time to think to yourself, what do I know about the oceans? And what do I want to know as part of this book, right? And then at the end, you can think, what did I learn? You can also write this down like in last week. Your assignment will be this main idea and details chart. So one of the main ideas you could write down right now, if you pause the video, is there are many animals that live deep in the ocean. That's a great main idea, right? And then you can list all the animals or say which animals, right? Like this animal, the sea pig, lives deep in the ocean. Yes, there's the sea pig. All right, here we go. The small, deep ocean sea pig roams the ocean floor, often in herds, eating tiny sea animals and microbes that live in the mud. What do you think? Very piggish? Would you eat this? Okay. Deep underwater. Imagine taking a trip to the deepest part of the ocean. What kinds of things would you expect to see? Would it be dark or light? Would the water be clear or cloudy? Would it be warm or cold? Would you find strange new animals and plants? Sunlight warms the surface or shallow parts of the ocean down to about 200 meters, 656 feet. Plants and animals that need sunlight and warm water live there, like dolphins and sharks. Deep in the ocean, other animals, including squid and viperfish, live in water that is cold and dark. Ocean zones. So this says 200 meters or 656 feet. We have the sunlit zone, and that's where those starfish, dolphins, tiger sharks, they all live in here. From 200 meters to 1,000 meters, that's 656 feet to 3,281 feet down is the twilight zone. And we have the elephant seal, sperm whale, live in this range, okay? Finally, in the deep ocean, they say gulper eel, viperfish, and the deep sea skate. That main idea of many animals live deep in the ocean, there's 3 right there you can put for your details section, okay? There are more. Or the sea pig, right? Diving deep in the ocean. Okay, I'm going to read the paragraph and then go over the chart. The deep ocean below 1,000 meters is freezing cold. The weight of water or water pressure below 130 feet or 39 6/10 meters can harm you. Sport divers wear air tanks filled with a mixture of gases for safety. Deep divers wear a special hard diving suit to protect them from the water pressure. For really deep dives, groups of 2 or 3 scientists ride in a small submarine called a submersible. So over here, a swimmer and a sport diver can go like 100 feet down, like tops. A swimmer's like 30 feet, maybe, like as far as you can dive. But if they have a snorkel on, they can't go that far. Some swimmers have trained their lungs to allow them to stay underwater for longer, but that's not like ordinary people. Like if you or I go to the pool, we can't go very deep. The pool goes 10 feet down, right? That's about it. There's a reason for that. Deeper is dangerous, okay? For a diving suit, this is a specially designed diving suit, they can go 2,000 feet down. That's really deep, right? The submersible craft, though, is the best of all. It can go 20,000 feet down. That's 10 times as deep. Now, deeper than that, they can't even go. There are parts of the ocean that are deeper than 20,000 feet, so they haven't even seen those parts yet. That's pretty cool. Oceanographers. These are scientists who study the ocean. They're called oceanographers. And here is a phonetic spelling, oceanographers. Can help you with some of those big words that maybe are tough to read. They often live for months on a ship and work 7 days a week. Some study what a sea animal eats and where it lives. Others study the ocean water itself. All of them have to understand biology and chemistry. Biology is the study of living things. Chemistry is the study of what things are made of. Using satellites for tracking. This is a tag. Satellites can help to track sea animals' travel. Scientists tag some animals with electronic sensors. And they're probably waterproof too, right? That would be pretty cool. So if they're going to go in the water, they got to be waterproof. Okay. A satellite can track the signal from the tag on the animal's fin or back. Tracking the signal shows where the animal goes. You might be asking, well, does it hurt the animal if they put the tag on him? Well, maybe for a minute if they put it on there, right? And we might think that's kind of mean. But if we're trying to help those animals, then I think it's worth it. So again, if the whale could talk and you were to say, hey, Mr. Whale, we're trying to help you and make sure that you survive and live, and we're just going to have to tag you real quick, you'd probably go like, all right, fine. Right? You're going to help me out. Okay, cool. I'll deal with it, right? The whale can't ask us that, so we with the larger brains have to do that, right? All right, pretty cool. Lionfish or turkeyfish swim among coral sea fans off the Solomon Islands. Their long feathery spines can sting any predator that comes too close. Native to the South Pacific, that's part of the ocean, lionfish were first spotted in United States waters in 2000. Wow. Counting the sea animals. What types of animals live in the ocean? Where do they live? How many are there? Oceanographers studied and counted animals for 10 years to learn the answers. They looked at all the world's oceans from the North Pole to the South Pole. The surprising report is called The Census of Marine Life. Released in 2010, it contains information from more than 540 different groups of researchers. Wow. So according to this, they've actually counted, right, how many marine animals there are, or where they live, kind of what they eat, right? That's pretty cool. The Census of Marine Life. The first surprise was where things lived. Everywhere. In all water levels and temperatures. Marine species lived in the hottest and coldest places in the ocean. Some species lived in deep places without light or oxygen. Oxygen is what we breathe as humans, right? So there are animals that live deep in the ocean where there's no oxygen at all, and they survive. So they're breathing something different, right? If they can't breathe oxygen, then they have to breathe something. So they've adapted to breathe a different thing than the people and the things on land breathe. That's pretty cool stuff. Another surprise was how many new species were discovered. More than 1,200 new marine species have been described. Holy cow. That's a lot of species. Living in hot and cold water. The very cold, deep ocean zone has hot volcanoes in it. Wow. So the water's freezing, but there are hot volcanoes. Cool. The water temperature at a volcano, though, can be 400 degrees Celsius. That's 752 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to melt lead. Lead is something we find in some old paints, but it's also it's a metal, and it is very, very hard to melt. So that's very, very interesting. Some species of shrimp, crabs, worms, and bacteria live in this very hot water. These animals use sulfur to live rather than sunlight. I mentioned sulfur before was that smelly chemical, right? But apparently they're the ones that are using it to live. Cool. Huge groups of Arctic sea life were also found living in freezing water. Some species of squid, cod, and jellyfish live under solid ice that is 700 meters thick. Many of these species slow down their movements to save energy so they don't freeze. This Antarctic ice fish has no red blood cells. We have red blood cells, right? Animals on Earth have red blood cells. Its thinner blood contains a type of antifreeze that allows it to survive in the frigid waters beneath ice that would freeze the blood of most fish. So the stuff that we put in our car engines, antifreeze, which helps our cars to run, also is apparently in this fish. Wow. Nature's pretty crazy, right? And animals find ways to survive anywhere. That's awesome. All right, what did we learn? Okay, so now's the time for you to be asked the same question, right? We've got 2 pages left. So what have you learned so far? Go back maybe to your main idea chart and details. I mentioned that animals can survive anywhere. That could be another main idea, right? You could write that down, okay? So scientists learned that life is even more adaptable than they had originally thought. Animals living in the deep ocean have found ways to survive in harsh environments. These environments are places where it would be impossible for most other species to survive. The marine census counted more than 230,000 species. More than 6,000 new ones had never been seen before. Some creatures were see-through. Some had warning lights that turned on and off. Others had long feelers instead of eyes. Some had teeth so long they overlapped their jaws. Some made their own antifreeze to stay warm. Holy cow. I don't know if I want to see all these animals. They sound pretty crazy. I certainly don't want to live near them. I don't know if I want the fish with jaws longer than it, or teeth longer than its jaws as my next door neighbor. I don't think so. All right, what else lives in the deep ocean? Scientists keep finding new species and new facts. The more they look, the more they find. They think that only 1/4 of all marine life has been counted. Only some of those species have even been described yet. There are many more surprises to come. All right, so if you want to look at the census of marine life, it says a decade of discovery, go to its website at www.coml.org. Let's do it. Okay. The census of marine life. Ooh. So we have for scientists and policymakers, that's not us. That's like governments, right? Leaders, okay? We are students. So for educators and the public, yep, that's us. All right, so it's a summary you can do. You can do videos and images. Short videos. Oh no, not working. Of course not. Let's go to Flickr. Wow. All right, cool photos. So you can explore this site. There's some photos here. There's a music video they made. Awesome. I bet it's as cool as Cardi B. Ocean Life screensaver. Download a screensaver of these animals. Ocean Life map. They have this. Let's do a little right click. Open that up. The world of the census. Google Earth we can do it on. Artwork they've done. Links to books, popular books, reports. Awesome. Okay. So those are areas that you can access. Okay. Maybe it's not as user-friendly as I was hoping it was, but up here we have some projects, media resources, a gallery. Maybe let's go to the video gallery. Background, no, not working. Okay, all right, well, that's okay. I think maybe if we go to the National Geographic thing here, this should be the best. Let's see. Diversity, distribution, abundance, past, present, and future. Ooh. You know, it's upsetting when the resources don't work. Okay, this worked before. No, it's not. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I was hoping to show you some of this cool stuff, but apparently the site is down. So maybe they don't get a lot of traffic. I don't know. Maybe, you know, it's educators and Mr. Gotsch who are the only ones watching their stuff. So, all right, very good. All right. That didn't work. I'm sorry. So go in and I want you to do your main ideas and details. Okay, finish that up. And then for the worksheets, this is a compound words worksheet. You can do this one too. Okay, so read the first word, match it with the word over here. If you don't have the worksheet itself, you can just write these words down, right? That's okay. We don't need to check this one. Okay, this is a little extra. All right, that was the read aloud. Hope you guys are staying safe. Miss you all lots. See you later.